Where is it? Oh, there we go. The moon. I looked up in the sky this morning and I noticed the moon. I'm on my morning walk and I said to myself, the fact that I can actually see it means I can go there and come back. It's achievable. Anything you put your mind to, you can do it. A lot of people graduated yesterday, and congratulations. Proud of you all. My brother created a scholarship award, and I had the opportunity of presenting it to this young lady that's going off to, I believe, university. They gave me a gown. It was my first time wearing a gown. I never wore one before. I did graduate, but I just never went to my graduation ceremony. You could say I was like really that introverted kid. I didn't like being around people. Missed out, but you know how life goes sometimes. Maybe my day will come one day where I get to wear the gown and my family gets to see me walk across the stage. Who knows? But I decided to go walking today, and well, not decided, but I mean walking and meditating, or meditating walking. I don't even know what they call it, but I looked it up, and you can actually walk and meditate where you are just more how they call it, aware of your surroundings, your breath, the steps you take, listening to nature. Right now you can't hear any birds, but earlier you could hear the birds. And just being more intentional with the things that I do, you know. I was on YouTube the other day watching a video by Tony Robbins. This was like super old school. Like, the man had no gray hair, no beard. He actually looked young. I was like, damn, I can't imagine Tony Robbins looking young. And he started to talk about something that really just caught my attention. And it was around these three boxes. So he drew three boxes. And he asked everybody, tell me what's similar about these boxes. And everybody started shouting out whatever they seen. My mind, so I don't even know, I can't even remember where I caught myself. But when he was explaining the boxes, he's like, you see, a lot of you guys found things that were similar of these boxes. You guys are matchers. So when you hear something, you automatically, or you match it with whatever. And then he said, for the others, you guys find what matches, but with differences. And then the third type of people were the ones that just find differences altogether. And when he explained the difference between those three people, I figured out that I'm a mismatcher. When I hear something, I don't really follow suit or do exactly what's told to me. I kind of just do, or I start thinking of what could go wrong, or the differences in these things. So these three boxes, two were drawn pretty much the same, and then one was kind of like sideways, rectangles, sorry, not boxes. And when he said that, I was like, damn, this is how I think. I can literally get instructions to do something, like step 1 to 10 in that order, and I won't do it. Like, I will somewhere maybe down the line, maybe 5, I will do something else. Like, I just don't like to follow the rules. I use my trusted friend ChatGPT to figure out, I was like, is something wrong with me? Like, why is it that I just think that way? And ChatGPT spit out, it's like you're a contrarian. So someone that like thinks, that doesn't do like the status quo. Like, you're always thinking outside the box. So it's like, how can I make this work like this? Like, you don't follow the rules. And it just got me thinking. I was like, damn. At first, I seen it as a downfall. But the fact that it said a contrarian is just like a thinker. There's many contrarians out there that are very successful. The only one I can think of right now is Cody Sanchez, because she talks about being a contrarian. And the fact that there are people out there that are like this, I was like, this is not a bad thing. I just need to understand how to hone in on this and make it a good thing. Whenever you have something that just is plaguing you or just consistently just beating you down, don't look at it as a bad thing. Look at it as a positive thing. How can I turn this around and make this something good for me? One guy I watch on YouTube, Myron Golden, the guy's the GOAT when it comes to selling. Check him out. He had polio as a kid, and he has a bad leg. So he's not able to run, or not able to run. His leg, one is a bit shorter than the other, and he wears a brace. But because he has that brace, it didn't stop him from being great. Yes, he wasn't able to run as fast as the other kids and do all that stuff, but because he had that challenge with his legs, he focused on his mind. He picked up books, he read books, he read a lot of books. He was very inquisitive. And with him not being able to run, he focused on that. And all the information and knowledge that he learned made him very successful. He's a very successful entrepreneur today. And he doesn't let that stop him from doing the things that he enjoyed doing, like golf, for instance. You don't have to run for golf. You just need to hit the ball into the hole that's hundreds of yards away. So whatever it is that is really beating you up, don't let that be your downfall. For me, I'm dyslexic. So what dyslexic is, I have challenges reading and writing sometimes. Like words just jump all over the place. Like 1 minute I'll be reading a sentence and then the words just kind of just scramble. I'm just like, what the hell just happened? Sometimes I have to read something like 5 times just for it to make sense. And don't get me reading out loud. It just sounds terrible. But guess what? It was a challenge that I've had, I still have to this day. But I don't let that stop me from doing the things that I'm destined to do on this earth. For example, I wrote my book back in 2020. I didn't let that stop me. I said, so what if I can't read and write as great as everybody else? That's not going to stop me from being an author. There's ways around things. You just got to search for those solutions. You don't fail unless you quit. So I didn't quit. I just kept going and going until I figured out a way to write a book. And that way was... So I'll give you the secret sauce on how I wrote that book. I was on Instagram one day listening to Ash Cash. Shout out to Ash Cash. And he was speaking to Earn Your Leisure. This was like way back in the beginning. And he said, he mentioned something where if you ask people to write down about themselves, it's very difficult for them to do it. But the moment you ask them to talk about themselves, sorry, I'm just reading the comments here. He asked them to talk about themselves, and they were able to just go like crazy, right? So he said, all you got to do is record yourself. Find somebody to transcribe that and turn that into your book. When he said that, that light bulb was shining so bright. I was like, oh my goodness, that's the answer. And when he said that, I immediately just started writing. And I didn't write what I wanted in the book. I wrote the outline so that I know exactly what it is that I want definitely in my book. So with that being said, I immediately wrote down the topics that I want to talk about. And then I approached my cousin and I approached a friend of mine from like high school that needed this information. So the information I'm talking about is financial literacy, how to get out of debt, how to purchase your first home, how to utilize your credit, how to save more, how to budget, how to invest, all these things, right? Because I had a lot of knowledge, I had a lot of experience with this stuff and a lot of knowledge to give to people. I was always giving people this information. So I said, you know what? Let me educate the masses. How do I do this? So what I did was I wrote on those topics. I interviewed them. I had my recorder. I recorded it. I spoke to them for maybe at least 2 hours each. I took that information. I transcribed it. I found an editor. She put it together for me. And guess what happened? The book came to life. I was like, I'm an author. I did it. I'm a dyslexic author. I was so happy when I got it done because it was such a great achievement for me that I didn't let my challenge stop me from doing something that I really want to do. Like I've been making little children, not even children's books, like little picture books. That's like my memory that I remember when I was like back in grade 2, grade 3. So I was like, you know what? Let me go back and, just relive that and actually make a book. After creating that book, I just felt so proud and accomplished. I was like, yo, nothing can stop me. I wrote several books after that. I have them on Amazon. I got like at least 5-6 books on Amazon. I wrote one with my daughter, so I got a children's book as well. But anything that you want to do, just go out there and do it. Who cares if you make mistakes? I always say this, if you guys watch some of my previous videos, and if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. As Miss Frizzle says in the Magic School Bus, get messy, take chances, make mistakes, and just enjoy life. You never know what's going to come from it. If it doesn't work this time, try again and keep trying until you get the results that you want. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining my live, and I'll see you on the next episode.